Imagine a ship. It is an old vessel, a silhouette against the twilight, crafted from dark, weathered timber. Its hull tells a story in every crack and stain. Its sails are heavy, not just with wind, but with the salt of 1,000 voyages across endless, unforgiving oceans. This is the ship of Theseus, the mythical founder-king of Athens. As the historian Plutarch tells it, this was the very vessel that carried Theseus and the youth of Athens back from Crete. A 30-oared galley that became a legend in its own right. After his heroic journeys, the people of Athens preserved his ship in their port. It was more than wood and canvas. It was a living monument, a tangible link to their heroic past. They cared for it deeply, a ritual of remembrance. But time is relentless. The wooden planks, exposed to the sun and the sea, began to rot. One by one, the integrity of the vessel was compromised. The Athenians, dedicated to their task, decided to replace each decaying piece of wood with a new, identical plank. Think of a city constantly maintaining its roads, paving over cracks, replacing worn sections. The road remains, even as its material changes. So too with the ship. Over the years, this process continued diligently. After a century, a profound transformation had occurred. Not a single piece of the original timber remained. Every plank, every oar, every thread of rope had been replaced. And so, the philosophers of that ancient world began to ask a question. A simple question with a profoundly complicated answer. Is this vessel, now floating in the harbor, still the ship of Theseus? It occupies the same space. It has the same design. It carries the same name and the same history in the minds of the people. But is it the same object? And to make the paradox even deeper, what if a curious shipwright had gathered all the old, discarded planks? What if he had carefully reassembled them in his workshop, restoring them to their original form? Which ship, then, would be the true ship of Theseus? The one in the harbor, a symbol of continuity? Or the one in the workshop, a vessel of original material? The paradox of the ancient ship is more than just a dusty philosophical game. That ship, in a very real way, is you. You are a vessel sailing through the ocean of time. But just like the ship, your parts are in a constant state of flux. This is not a metaphor. It is a biological reality. The red cells carrying oxygen through your veins are replaced every 4 months. The outermost layer of your skin, your interface with the world, is completely new every few weeks. The lining of your gut, which digests your food, renews itself in a matter of days. Even your skeleton, the very framework of your body, is not a permanent scaffold. Through a process called remodeling, it is constantly being broken down and rebuilt, becoming almost entirely new over the course of a decade. Your liver, a complex chemical factory, regenerates itself completely over time, purging damage and restoring function. Taking all this into account, scientists estimate that over about 7 to 10 years, the vast majority of the cells that make up your body are replaced. You are a living, breathing example of the ship of Theseus, constantly rebuilt from new materials. If the biological material that constitutes your body is almost entirely different from what it was 10 years ago, are you still the same person? The answer seems to be yes, but this simple fact hides a profound complexity. The continuity we feel isn't based on static material, but on a persistent pattern. The brain is the seat of our consciousness, our memories, our personality. For a long time, it was thought to be the one constant, the part of us that endures. But modern neuroscience has revealed that the brain is perhaps the most dynamic part of you. The connections between your neurons, the synapses, are in a constant state of flux. This is neuroplasticity. Every time you learn something new, a process called long-term potentiation strengthens the connections between neurons. Conversely, connections that are no longer useful are weakened or eliminated through a process called synaptic pruning. Your brain is like a city that never sleeps, where roads are constantly being rerouted, widened, or closed down based on the flow of traffic. The very structure of your brain is continually being rewired by your experiences, your thoughts, your actions. The you of today is neurologically different from the you of yesterday, but over 10 years, the rewiring is profound. The physical substrate of your mind has been fundamentally altered. If your physical body is replaced and your brain structure is constantly shifting, what is left that is truly permanent? Where does the you reside? This question is no longer just philosophical. We are now entering an age where this replacement is becoming a conscious choice, driven by human ingenuity. We are beginning to direct our own evolution. Through a neural interface, a person can control a robotic hand with their thoughts, and through sensory feedback, feel texture and pressure as if it were their own flesh. The boundary between biology and technology begins to dissolve. We have artificial hearts that beat in the chests of thousands, mechanical pumps that take over the most fundamental rhythm of life. We are weaving technology into the very fabric of our biology, replacing parts not with new flesh, but with steel and silicon. If a person replaces their arm with a cybernetic one, we intuitively feel they are still the same person. Their memories, personality, and consciousness remain intact. What if they replace both legs, gaining the ability to run faster than any human? Still the same person, we'd likely agree, just with enhanced capabilities. But this line of reasoning forces us down a gradual, slippery slope. Each individual replacement seems trivial, but the cumulative effect could be transformative. Where do we draw the line? At what point does the quantity of change create a qualitative shift in identity? The next frontier, and the most challenging part of this puzzle, is not about augmenting the body, but augmenting the mind. Brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs, are rapidly moving from theory to reality, promising to restore lost function and even enhance cognitive abilities. Imagine an implant that could enhance your memory, allowing you to recall facts with perfect clarity. Now, what if that implant could store not just facts, but personal experiences? A cherished childhood memory is now encoded not just in the wet biological network of your neurons, but also on a piece of silicon. Is it still your memory? Let's take it a step further. Imagine replacing a small, damaged part of your brain responsible for language processing with a chip that performs the same function. Then another, for spatial reasoning. Slowly, piece by piece, the thinking once done by your neurons is now being performed by integrated circuits. You might reach a point where half of your cognitive processes, your thoughts, your emotions, your decisions, are running on a non-biological substrate. You feel no interruption in your stream of consciousness. Your memories are intact, but are you still the same person? At what point does the original you become a minority shareholder in your own head? If 99% of your consciousness is running on hardware, is the 1% of biological matter still the real you? Or has the original person ceased to exist, replaced by a new, digital consciousness that simply inherited their memories? Now we must confront the most radical form of change imaginable: instantaneous replacement. Imagine a machine, a pinnacle of human ingenuity, a teleporter. It promises to collapse the vast, empty distances of space, to make a journey of months into a journey of moments. It offers us the stars. But what is the price of such a miracle? The process begins. The machine scans your entire body, mapping every atom, every synaptic connection, every delicate chemical gradient that constitutes you. This colossal blueprint of your existence, trillions of gigabytes, is then compressed and transmitted as a stream of data. A checksum is run to ensure perfect fidelity. There can be no errors. This digital ghost of you hurtles at the speed of light towards a receiving station on Mars. At the destination, an identical machine reads the data and, drawing from a reservoir of raw matter, reconstructs you, atom for atom. The being that stands on the red dust of Mars is a perfect copy. It has all your memories, from your first day of school to what you had for breakfast. It has your hopes, your fears, your personality quirks. It believes with every fiber of its newly formed being that it is you. But there is a crucial, terrifying detail. To avoid the paradox of duplication, to honor the fundamental laws of physics, the original machine must destroy the body it scanned. The process is not transportation, it is termination and recreation. So, is the person who arrives on Mars you? Or is it merely a clone that thinks it's you, waking up with your memories while your own story came to a silent, instantaneous end back on Earth? A death has occurred. Or has it? One deeply intuitive view is the continuity of consciousness theory. This perspective argues that personal identity is tied to an unbroken, continuous stream of psychological experience. It's like a flame. You can use one candle to light another, creating a new, identical flame. But the original flame has not traveled. It remains distinct, and if you extinguish it, its unique existence is over. From this perspective, the teleporter is a suicide box. The unique, continuous flame of your consciousness is extinguished forever on Earth, and a new, separate flame is lit on Mars. The person there may be your psychological twin, but they are not you. An opposing view is the pattern theory of identity. This theory suggests that you are not a specific collection of atoms or a continuous flame, but a pattern of information. Your consciousness is not a flame, but a song. The physical matter is just the instrument. You can play the song on a piano or a violin, or even record it and play it back a century later. It remains the same song. According to this view, you have survived. Your pattern continues. But this theory creates bizarre and troubling implications. What if the machine on Earth malfunctioned and failed to destroy the original you? What if it made a backup copy? There would then be two of you, both with an equal claim to being the real one. Who is married to your spouse? Who owns your property? Who is responsible for your debts or your crimes? Philosopher Derek Parfit called this a case of branching identity. Both branches have a legitimate claim to the original trunk, forcing us to question if identity is even a one-to-one relationship. Is survival simply a matter of having at least one future self, even if there are many? We began our journey with an ancient ship. What is the anchor of identity in a sea of perpetual flux? Perhaps the mistake is looking for an object at all. Perhaps you are not the ship, but the journey. Your identity may be best understood as a pattern of information. You are a story, written in memory and experience, bound by consciousness. The self is not a noun, but a verb. This brings us back to a question that is knocking at the door of our present moment. A complete mind upload. When it is switched on, it boots up you. It has your consciousness, your memories, your personality. But what about the original you? Your life continues, unchanged. You are still here. And so, we leave you with one final, lingering question. If you were given the opportunity tomorrow to upload your mind to a computer, would you survive that transfer? Or would you die in the process, leaving behind nothing more than a perfect yet soulless digital ghost to haunt the future in your place?